Hello, AP Music Theory parents and students. So, if you just watched the Music Theory chunk, you've already heard about the setup of the room and some of the unique challenges, like with ear training and sight singing. AP Music Theory is quite a wild ride this year. This class, in the best of years, is one of the most intense AP courses. It's so intense that College Board won't let you take the test unless you've taken the class. The strong recommendation is that you're in the room. And some of that is because there's an incredibly heavy ear training component, listening component, contextual listening component, and that means listening to a big piece of music and pulling out the theory elements. This is something that we can mimic pretty well, kind of half in the classroom and half over Zoom, but the ear training sight singing component is tricky, and I'll be using Aurelia, that partner program that I talked about during the music theory chunk, a lot with these guys to help them out. College Board also provides additional support with its AP Classroom, which is a set of online content that was built by AP facilitators and other AP theory teachers from across the country. The problem with that is that curriculum assumes that you're pacing and teaching the concepts in the order that College Board wants, which is not the way that our program is structured. The way that College Board operates really assumes that students have taken essentially several music theory classes before they get to AP Music Theory. So right out of the gate, it's way past fundamentals and it's way deeper in. The way that our AP Music Theory class is structured at the high school, it really starts from nothing and moves through everything. So that means we have even farther to go and even less time. Added to that is the fact that school didn't really get underway until the beginning of October. So already a class that needs more real estate than it's given is a month in. And that has meant that my AP Music Theory students have seen a breakneck pace right from the beginning of the year. And because of unfortunate flow of the schedule, they've seen a lot of independent work. And this is not my preferred method. I would much prefer to get into a concept with the students and then ask them to kind of deepen their learning by themselves. But what's ended up happening is, here's the chapter, I'll see you on the other side where I'll answer questions because we've got to go. And I'm really trying to alleviate that kind of rushed feeling. And I think after we get past fundamentals and after we've kind of been through the cycle of our 4-week schedule, which we still haven't completed a full cycle of, I think that we'll all have a better understanding of how things go. But right now what you're probably seeing is, oh my gosh, these kids have a lot of reading and a lot of stuff to do. The other hard thing about AP is that the tests have not changed. The date has not changed. So there's this kind of hard line in the middle of May that many AP teachers are struggling with because all other classes, administration has given us the guidance to change our curriculum, modify our curriculum for this highly unusual year. And for AP, that guidance isn't really there because this finish line of a test and a date is still looming in mid-May. My approach to this has been to introduce concepts that I don't usually teach until much later in the year. I'm introducing them much earlier in the year so that the students have heard them, so that the students are just a little bit familiar. My typical progression is to kind of spiral through concepts, really making sure everybody has a handle on fundamentals before I move on. What my students are seeing this year is, here are your fundamentals and here's a higher concept on top. Here are your fundamentals and here's a higher concept on top. So that for those students who are comfortable with their fundamentals, they're already digging into some of those big concepts they need for the exam. And then other students, at least they're kind of hearing it, it's kind of on their radar. And then when it comes back later in the year, it won't be totally new. I don't know what the year is going to progress like. The students do have a wild amount of tools to help them. So between Musician and Aurelia, which is paired up according to levels that approach the AP exam, and their textbook, which I've been giving them in PDF form, but I do have hard copies to give out, so they'll see that during our next rotation, as well as the Barron's AP Music Theory prep book, which I've asked them to get. That's a really great set of materials. So if you have a very test-driven student that's worried about kind of the order and will we cover it all of the materials will help point them at it, and I will do my darndest to get them as close as possible.